headliner, and I'm going to show you how to restore your typical car headliner. It's very simple and very cheap. I just did the one in the T-top. It came out phenomenal for what it was. Now that was a stock headliner that I had just kicking around, so I cut the T-top holes. But besides that, I redid it. And then this one in the blue car, my buddy says it looks like it got mauled by a bear. So I said like Ricky Bobby when he's driving around with the freaking cougar in the car. Anyways, so we're going to pull that one out in a second. It's raining outside, so we're going to do it on the hood of this car, which I've ruined. But anyways, I picked this up local. I got it from Hobby Lobby. You can go to Michael's, Joann Fabrics. You can even order them online. I chose to go with the black because the carpets were just done in that car, and they're black, so I figured this would look good. I also did this on the T-top car. You can look for the original gray, or you could do whatever color you want. You can do whatever material you want too. But this is just this, I don't even know what this is called. But I got a 5 foot by 6 foot sheet of it, which is more than enough, and it was only 12 bucks. And then I picked up a new can of spray adhesive. This is $5 on Amazon. And then I used this one, which is almost out, so I picked this up. This I think I got at Walmart. Permatex, that's good stuff. Any spray adhesive will work. And literally that's pretty much it. That's all you're going to need. With the T-top one, I did use a office stapler to go and staple it in the corners, just because there's a lot more edges to that one because of the T-tops. But yeah, let me go rip this one out of this car, which is going to suck because it's raining. But, and we'll get going. Real quick, the last video I had of this car I was putting the dash in, which is about a week ago. I've been working on this car almost every single day after work. I took it for its first shakedown run last night. It looks good. I just have to finish painting the trim black. I found a wing for it, which you can barely see. Painted that black to match, so all the accents going to be flat black. I got the 86 dash in. I'll show you guys when I'm in there pulling the headliner. I did a serpentine belt swap on it. Got the GM 1-wire alternator going on it. All that's finished. It ran good. I did a little tune-up on it yesterday. And now all it needs, I did new drum brakes. Well, actually, I took the drum brakes from this car that I had kicking around, which only had probably 100 miles on them, threw those in there. New parking brake cables. I had to modify. I bought this for an 87 to 93 because I couldn't find the 86 one, which is a little bit different. And modified that piece to work. Works great. So the e-brake's in. Everything's good. I picked up some center caps. I picked up some 10 holes to match, to do a full set of 10 holes. We're going to paint those black and leave the center cap silver. So it should be a nice looking car. As of right now, Chocolate Fox is sold out. I've had a ticket for this car for last year. I knew this car wasn't going to come, so like 2 months ago I gave my ticket away because I didn't want to have an empty spot. And now I really want to take this car. So it's got plates on it. I got plates for it last week. And I want to start daily driving it once I get the power steering lines fixed. That's all I have to do is power steering lines coming in and header bolts because it's missing a couple and the headers are leaking. And that's it. And then it should be daily drivable. Obviously there's no AC, but yeah, it was crazy. It was 70 degrees yesterday and they're calling for snow tomorrow. So anyways, I want to take a Chocolate Fox, so I may just take it down there. Show's sold out, so I may just stay at the hotel all weekend. And then if I do bring it down there, me and my buddies are trying to do something Saturday night since there's nothing going on. The show ends at 5, and we're there all weekend, so we may try to get an event going, or just like a meetup at a restaurant, grab some food. So, anyone that's going down Chocolate Fox, hopefully I'll see you there. And hopefully I'll have this car, if everything goes well. We got like 4 weeks to go, and I'm just trying to work out the kinks and make sure it's reliable. But anyways, let's get into the headliner video. I'll show you guys inside the car when I get in there. I'm just going to take a plastic pry tool. Most of the trim is already off of it. I just need a screwdriver to undo the map light, as long as those are Phillips head screws, and then the center light. So, let's get okay, we're in the car now. I just want to show you guys. It's got that nice non-cruise steering wheel that everybody's after. We got the dash in. Yes, this dash pad is cracked, but it's what I could get, and I wanted it to look complete. This, I sprayed everything This is all the 87 gray to match the rest of it, which is just leftover SEM paint I had from that. Because this is all I have for door panels. Unfortunately, I have a set of wiring harness that I was going to cut the pigtails off of to make it work with the armrests that are back here that go to this car. But if you put on the freaking armrest, the window crank hits it, so it's just going to be armrestless. But anyways, I got the new seals in from the last video on the doors. The door panels are on, the 87 interior's in. It's got a rear seat delete. I think I'm going to take off, if I can, this portion of it and leave the back portion because I don't have a carpet, and I have a rear seat sitting in the garage I just picked up the other day. HVAC control is in, the vents are in. I did this nice little, I cut this and made this myself, little motorsport decal. I thought it looked pretty good. I did LED lights in the gauge cluster, and I'm going to replace this with a digital gauge. So I'm going to pull this out, pull it all back apart. That should be coming in tomorrow. But yeah, center console, I did the flat black to match everything because it was originally red. Unfortunately, I don't have the top for it, but this beats nothing. I took this out. These gauges were in the car, so I threw those there. I threw a radio in this. I didn't know, like the 87 and up, so you can just buy a bezel for it. This, I had to cut it out and put the metal on, but the freaking frame is a pain because it just had 2 knob holes, and I guess they don't sell anything with this. And obviously, you can tell the dash was red. But other than that, interior's back together. Yes, I have a couple plugs hanging down, which I believe go to this, and I just didn't do it, but I will. 5-speed. 5.0 car, new carpet, and then we have this trash headliner, which you can see. So we're gonna fix this now. So I'll stop talking. This piece is already out. These side pieces are already out. So we just gotta take off this front one, take off the visors, which is a piece of cake. The map light, which I don't even know if this thing works. Nope. But I have a couple of these anyways. And then this light. And I am probably gonna swap this to an LED because I have one. So, yeah, I don't really want to film while I'm taking this out because it's raining and whatnot. It makes it a little bit harder. So, we're just going to get it done. Alright, I just wanted to show this real quick. I just pulled the map light down and all this shit's in here. It looks like a mice nest, but I don't know how the hell mice would live up there. So, yeah, that's a little disappointing, but that should be no big deal since we're taking care of it now. But yeah, the other thing is these slide in and out, and that's how they make contact with the metal, I think, to get grounded. But I just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to throw this out there. Disconnected this. Everything's undone. All this shit keeps falling from it everywhere. So this car's going to need to be vacuumed. I'm ready to pull it out, so I'm going to get outside the car. I don't know if I can slide it out through this door because I had the T-tops on my other car, or if I got to pull it out the hatch. Either way, car needs a whole vacuum, and this shit is nasty from it deteriorating. So let's get out and get this thing in the garage. Okay, so here it is out of the car. All that shit that was coming down was the sound deadening that's on the roof, which I didn't realize. So when I bought this car, it didn't have anything. The headliner wasn't in it. It was just the metal frames. I didn't even realize there was sound deadening up there. Excuse me, but it was all deteriorating. Okay, so here's our headliner. It is destroyed. So the goal here, and I don't know what this is, we're going to try to rip off the gray and then leave, I don't know if they tried painting this at some point. We're going to try to rip off the gray, leave the foam behind it, and then pretty much the back is just a big sheet of cardboard. And that's going to be our template, what we're going to cut to. And yeah, you can try to buy this material. It's out there. I just chose that over this. So I'm just going to rip off all this stuff, get it down to the foam, and then we're going to start reupholstering or whatever you want to call this. And this stuff's very easy to, it was just glued to it in the first place, so it comes right off. Obviously the foam is already missing from certain spots, but that's not a big deal. And then I think since sound deadening deteriorated, we're just going to rip all that out before we put this back in. So okay, so we got most of this off. It's weird, it's like whoever had this before me paper mache'd or bondoed or something, because this stuff stinks and it's a pain to get off. So I'm going to scrape it with a screwdriver. Just be careful around the corners when you're ripping it off, because this stuff is old. This is the original headliner. I know that because all that sound deadening was still up there. Because if someone did this 5 years ago, that stuff probably would have fallen on them at that point. So we're almost ready to start with the new stuff. Alright, I'm on limited space in here since I can't do this outside, but I just like to give it a couple taps on the ground after taking all the old stuff off. That way it takes any of the free debris off of there, and it gives us a better surface to apply our adhesive. Next step is pretty simple. We're going to take this, lay it out, and then flip this over and lay it on it. And before we do that, we're going to spray this with the entire thing with the adhesive. What you want to do is make sure, because this piece is obviously bigger, and you want to make sure you get a bigger piece than what you actually have. This is 5 feet by 6 feet, which is way bigger than what we need it to be, because I believe this is only 3 feet by 4 or 3 by 3.5. When you trim it, you want to make sure you leave at least a 2-inch border everywhere. That's the plan. So I'll show you guys as we get there, but I'm going to pull this off, lay this out. Okay, I'm doing this on a cowl hood, so it makes it a little bit harder. Obviously, if you want to do this inside, there will be plenty of fumes from the spray adhesive, so I would do it in a well-ventilated area. That's why I'm in the garage, but if you did this on like your kitchen floor, your living room floor, it'd be a lot easier. But I have a cowl hood, which makes it a little bit harder, but pretty much now we're ready to put this on here, which will go like this, and then I'm just going to trim the excess so it's easier to work with on the hood, leaving a 2-inch gap up above and on all sides. So that looks good back there. That's a nice gap there. So I'll just cut right about here and then down this. So I'll get back to you guys when I do that. Just basic scissors. Always better to leave more and take away than to take away too much and not have enough, or however that's. Okay. Now we got our trimmed piece, front and back. Obviously the edges aren't perfect. It doesn't matter. It's going to be up here anyways. Everything looks good. We got about a 2-inch border and then some everywhere, which is fine. I saved all my extras just in case I ever want to do anything else, because those are small pieces. Honestly, I cut out about a foot of length on this side, so if anything, I don't know, maybe the rear hatch piece, who the hell knows. Whatever. So now we're going to take this off. We're going to coat the entire foam part, and then we're going to coat this entire piece, the entire piece of felt or whatever fabric in spray adhesive. It's always okay to do more. The more spray adhesive you have, the better adhesion, plain and simple. This is just a general idea how to do the process, guys. You guys can do it however you want. This is how I did it. It worked great for that car. It's a very simple thing to do. It costs $20 to do it, so I just figured I'd share it with you guys. Okay, so we sprayed both the cloth and the piece with it. So now we're going to start at one side and work our way around. And the edges where you want to spray the most. So now we're going to spray the back lips of all this and tuck this over. And then we're going to do this opposing side, stretch it, and then come in and put these two sides up. Alright, I've already covered my hands in glue, which is going to make this harder. But we have our back lip, and then you just spray a nice thing. So now we're going to do the front. I'll show you guys. Literally, just take it and make sure you see a nice glossy coat of adhesive. And then even, well, we're going to cut that out, so never mind. Yeah, just do a nice coat. And now we're going to stretch this side and fold it over and hold it down. It's like super glue. Hold it for like 30 seconds to keep it in place. Then for the corners, we're going to cut relief cuts. Kind of like you would if you were doing sheet metal. But yeah, let me get this. Okay, I did a little relief cut over here so we can just fold this over. And another one over here. Same thing, that's on there. And we're just going to stretch and pull this and get this nice. Just like that, it is looking better already. Now remember, all your trim pieces are going to be covering these edges on the inside. And the overlap is okay because that's what will keep it tucked up there the entire time. So I just got this last edge over here. We're going to cut relief cuts in and glue, and then we're just going to cut these out with razors, glue them, and fold them back. So pretty simple. All right, it's all glued up. It looks bad, or it looks good from this side. Don't look too pretty from this side, but nobody will ever see it. So now I did trim this out because we're going to have our map light here, and I don't need to go through 2 layers of cloth. Take a razor, cut necks, peel them back, take a razor, cut necks, peel them back. Make sure whatever you're cutting on, you don't scratch like this hood. Then we'll just glue those tabs back, and we throw it in the car. When we put it in the car, we'll bring a razor with us, and we can cut out, or you can do it now, and even just put a drill bit through where the visor holes go, and the visor clamp holders, whatever you want to call them. Pretty simple. We have our excess cut. I just took a razor, put 1 slice in, then went back with scissors. Now we can glue the edges of these and peel them back. Very simple. So do that and we'll be done. Okay. Now we can throw this in the car. I did duct tape it on the back just for good measure. But yeah, she's good to go. Now I could have stretched this a little bit more now looking on it. And this is where not doing it on a cowl hood would help out and on a nice flat surface. And I could have cut reliefs and pulled it a little bit tighter. But honestly, it looks way better than it did. so I'm happy with it. All right, it's a little dark. I have LED light on the seat, but I just want to show you guys. I always put the map light and the center light up first, because then it just holds it, and then you can go and do all your cuts and stuff. While I was in here, I also had some extra LED bulbs kicking around, so I upgraded that to an LED. So when you open the door, it's LED. Nice to see that works. It didn't even have a bulb in it. So, yeah, now I'm just going to take the razor and cut all the little holes needed. Put the piece of trim back up, put the other trim. And that's pretty much it, guys. Pretty much, I don't know how much more simpler this could be. It sucks that it's raining, and it sucks that there's all this stuff all over the car now. So that'll be fun to clean up since it's everywhere. I just pulled it all out, whatever was left of it, since it's deteriorating. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment. No, I just said that. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys at Chocolate Fox, and stay tuned because there's a lot more Fox Body content coming up soon, because we got to finish both of these cars. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.